Hello, it's time to start the show. Are y'all ready to talk some football? Some 49er football? Are y'all ready? Well, let's get ready right after this. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Corey Davis, Lockdown Davis. That's who I am. And I'm good looking. Ooh, let me cover this 12 pack. 12 pack is trying to come up. Okay. Woof. Coming in. My brother, all the way from Daly City, California. John J. The Dope Rhymer.
What's up, Corey?
Hey, how you doing?
Yes, I'm the dope writer.
Rhymer.
Oh, rhymer. Okay, next time.
Okay, coming in. This man. Woo, he lives in territory, in sea chicken territory. And he has, you see all his muscles? Be fighting off all them sea chickens. My brother. No border sport.
What up? What
What's
up?
up?
How's everybody
How
doing
y'all
tonight?
doing? Doing good.
I'm doing wonderful.
Cars cast. How you doing, Carcass?
Carcast. He's about to
Raphael.
Raphael, what's up?
from the 562.
We're almost ready for football.
Yep.
Yep.
1 week away.
Yep. We gonna be ready to beat up the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Don't tell the YTC's friend, the Steelers fan. He said he's gonna take your
I don't know.
pockets.
I think I think they might have us in this first game. We start off slow, they start off quick. You know what I mean? We from looking at them, they they look ready to go. Like they look ready to go in their second preseason game. You know what I mean? They look like they were on the same page. We didn't.
Well,
So
when I was in with YTC and TRL and them, they was talking about the opposite, how the Steelers start off slow. One of the Steelers fans, well, John J was just talking about. He said Steelers normally start off slow.
they might start off slow, but they win their first game.
Hold on.
Damn. Sounds like Corey's got an ice cream man in his bedroom. Mr. Ice Cream Man. Doom, doom, doom.
I don't know if they still do that. Those
Mr.
trucks.
Ice Cream Man. Anybody remember that? Good old Master P. Mr. Ice Cream Man.
See, I don't know if they still do that with those trucks. You know.
Oh yeah, they do.
Anymore.
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh, not here.
Oh, I remember. I would be in Marysville. Oh, it's like the suburbs though out there, right? So of course you're going to get in the suburbs, and be a gentleman in a minivan selling ice cream, and you know how many times I got me a SpongeBob, SpongeBob and a Powerpuff Girl. Oh, they're good. Powerpuff Girls are good. SpongeBob's are great too.
Yep.
Astro Pops are overrated.
This happens a lot in the Mission in San Francisco. Those nice men where they got those bells and they ring and they're pushing like a type of
in the white suits.
Yeah.
Coming in.
Yep.
Coming in. My brother, but he lives way in New Jersey, New York. We don't excuse him. He's a Giants fan. And he knows that he's gonna lose December 3rd. Not December 3rd. What I'm talking about. On week three, he's gonna lose. My brother, YTC.
Come on, I was just chilling in the background vibing to Corey's ringtone, and I get this. As soon as I come in and Corey's ringtone goes up, I was doing a little dance to it. Come on now.
Week 3, you're getting the booze. Week 3, you're getting the booze, though.
We'll see.
Right now, we cool.
For now, yeah.
No, you definitely, definitely get.
Hey, listen. In conclusion, we get it. You wish you have Jones as your quarterback. We get it. We get it.
I've never said that.
Coming in.
I don't think any 49ers want Daniel Jones.
My brother, all the way
except the championship game.
Oh, he's calling himself 49ers now.
Allegedly.
Here come David Corona.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
What's up, Corona?
So,
Corona, you ready for your Cowboys to get spanked week 1?
Yeah, right.
Hey, Corona.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
Smacky.
I'm doing good.
Notre Dame.
Well, yeah, apologize in advance, Corona. If you have to sleep on the couch, trying to root against the Cowboys week 1. Apologize in advance.
Go ahead. What's up, Bebop Jones?
Like Gavin said, you're going 0-3.
Oh, he did say that.
Since when did you become a Commanders fan?
When I've been a Niner fan?
No, when you've been a Commanders fan. Now you're trying to root with him. I don't know. Gavin's a secret Commanders fan.
Yeah, right. He's a
Niner fan. Pipe down, bro. Pipe down, bro. There you go. That's the
pipe down, bro. Pipe down, bro.
Pipe down.
He's probably passed out right now.
I'm trying to say what up to some people in the chat real quick. We got Bebop Jones in the house. We got Jason Niners Smash Massey in the house. And
hello,
David McNiner down here. David McNiner says he will be late and sorry. I think he needs some demerits, Corey. Since
demerits
not here on time.
Wow.
Yeah,
I feel
he should get some demerits. And you know what? I don't see it. I don't see a Bryant Culp, so he deserves some demerits also. God
damn.
ITC deserves some demerits for being a New Jersey Giants fan. Or no, whatever that is.
Nah, John Jay deserves demerits for being the knockoff New York team. Clean me.
The knockout.
USC.
Yeah,
USC.
You know how you talk about you're the real New York team with the pumpkins according to Corona.
The pumpkins. That's not even funny.
I don't know. That's what they're all saying about you guys.
What, Halloween pumpkins?
Yeah, the San Francisco Giants.
Yes. The Halloween pumpkins.
Hey, don't get mad at me. They're the ones saying it. I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
Every time the Giants are in the World Series, it's Halloween season because we are the original orange,
Pumpkins.
black,
Pumpkins.
Halloween.
Pumpkins.
Okay.
If you guys get there, you guys lost again today.
Okay. Whatever you say, Rams fan.
Oh wow.
All right, Oakland Raiders fan.
No,
First of all,
no,
Ron-
David. I don't get demerits. I'm a good person. I show up
I think
on
Ryan
time.
needs demerits for saying other needs demerits.
Hey, I like your other video. That shit was funny as hell.
Oh, which one?
The one in the sand.
Oh yeah, dude. Guy
That
totally
shit's
coughs up the
funny.
ball.
Jason.
It's like he
Yes,
turns around, sees the guy barreling down on him, and just like throws it up and just like.
And the other one too. You said like what the New York Giants was gonna do.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
That's just
gosh.
funny too.
The New York Giants. There's a New York Giants one.
Yeah,
So
you haven't seen it yet.
I'm gonna
His
watch
helmet.
it now.
He's got New
Yeah,
York
watch it.
Giants helmet on. So he's like blindfolded, so he can't see anything, and the quarterback just hits him straight in the face instead of like trying to throw towards his hand, just in the face.
That shit was funny.
What the hell?
Well, that's the accurate interpretation.
Nah.
But apparently, YTC always
Also-
screams every Sunday, "My receivers are dropping the ball."
No, it would have
Also,
been
with
more funnier if they had
those
like butter
videos I do-
stick for hands.
Those videos I do, you can click on the original video too. So I always suggest that you do that because I only get to clip out like 5 seconds of a clip. So there's usually you get more content. Like the quarterback 3 picking process, you should go find that one. That one's hilarious to watch. You got people with harmonicas tied to their mouths and squeaking chickens taped to their feet, and they're walking on like Lego bricks, like, and they have to be quiet because there's somebody with like a belt and blindfolded who's there to whip them.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's oh gosh, go back in the shorts and check it out. Go
Yeah.
Not on the front page, just go to shorts. It'll go from it's probably like 3 or 4 shorts ago. That one's I died. I watched that so many times. But yeah, click on the original.
Jason Minor Mash. If you would like to come in, the link is in the chat.
Oakland Raiders, huh? At least it's the Oakland Raiders and not Las Vegas. Oh wow.
He's talking about what David said.
Yeah, I know.
He's the Oakland Raiders.
Anyway,
Look at Corey. He's bringing up his own comments.
Yeah, I was just showing Jason where's the link at.
That's like liking your own stream, Corey.
I like this one too. And then somebody right behind me liked it. I don't know who. But somebody else hit the like button right after me.
Oh yeah.
That's fine, Corey. If it's any
Go hit the
consolation,
like
when I started
button.
YouTube, I was the same way.
Someone was telling me that after they finished their show, they clicked the like button on their videos. I was like, for real? He said, yeah.
All right.
So
This man
That's the first thing I do.
coming in. My brother
it'd probably be the best thing to do first.
from Stockton, California.
Oh shit.
He's coming in and giving Ryan a merit.
Demerits.
Demerits.
Duh.
Remerits? No, stop.
Demerit.
He come Brian Cup.
Good, Brian.
Hey, everybody.
Right.
Hey,
How you doing?
sorry I'm a little late. I might not be able to stay too long, but I'm here, Corey. Appreciate you having me.
was scared of getting demerits. He was like, Tony, you take care of the baby real quick. I gotta go in there so I don't get no demerits. I'll be back in like 15 minutes. I promise.
We got back from a family barbecue, had a lot of fun, and I was like, "Oh boy, Corey, what time is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm late. I'm late. I feel like Alice in Wonderland or something. I'm late. I'm late."
How was the fantasy? How was the fantasy drafts today? Right? Yeah, Tim, or was that yesterday?
Yesterday.
Was fantasy?
Yeah, I played with Niner Jess and Ty Alston in one fantasy group with Tony and Maddie B and Becca, and then in another group. This is the second year now. I play with Mariah and John V and Swan Song, Rohan. There's a bunch of us, so it's a lot of fun.
Speaking for fantasy, I did take Jake Moody just to say shout out to Brent.
Yeah. I took him too, but I made sure I took a backup kicker because I don't know if he's going to start. So if he starts, another kicker.
I actually got him in the 16th round. I got him in the last pick of the draft.
That's cool. Yep. He's supposed to get like almost 7 points, so that's really cool.
Did you barbecue ribs?
No, I went to a buddy's house. He had
barbecue.
He had some nice bratwurst and stuff, and my wife made a potato salad and a lot of beer, a lot of good jokes and fun. We had a karaoke going, and it was funny. One speaker died, and I made sure I brought mine just in case, but it wasn't on full charge, so we had a couple good hours.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
We played nice.
We danced the Macarena. We had fun.
Oh wow, the Macarena.
The Macarena.
Dude, my daughter loved the Macarena. I was like, hey, do you know the Macarena? And her grandma was like, oh yeah, Faith. Boom, let me show you how to do this. And then Faith, like the next time I call her, she's like, hey Dad. You know what I mean? She's doing the dance.
A lot of fun.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars?
No, I'm
wasting
not.
Streamy
Turn on my YouTube so I can be in Corey's chat, And,
what is StreamYard even advertising with the webinar? They need to fix their quality of the stream.
Yeah,
dude, they need to fix their DCA strikes because it messed up. I was watching one thing. A guy is getting screwed over because some dude didn't like his content, and so now not only is his channel in threats of being taken off and him not be able to ever make a YouTube channel, but the guy's got his address because YouTube is pretty much like, oh yeah, you need to send a legal this and that. Here you go, boom. So yeah, learning things about YouTube.
Yep, hit the like button. I keep on forgetting about that.
Is that true? Robbie Gold's
I thought
coming
you
back?
said you already hit the like button.
Robbie Gold?
Yeah.
Thought you had Zane Gonzalez, unless you cut him.
I heard we were getting Robbie Gold back.
I saw
Are you asking Bryant that question?
Sure.
I'm asking all the Niner fans.
Oh. I don't know. Only people that really know the answer to that is Kyle and John and the special teams coach. Yeah. Like, we don't have enough knowledge right now. It's maybe, you know what I mean? That's like, it's like all the questions. They are not going to let us know enough for us to be able to make a decision on that, because if that's the case, they would already like made the decision. You know what I mean? Whether to move on or do something like that. So they have no idea, which means we have no idea, but they're just telling us, hey, week 1, maybe we might be good to go week 1, which I don't think we will be good to go week. I think that new kicker we picked, that's the guy week 1.
Yeah. I don't know why would they go give Robbie Gold and they just sign a kicker. Why we don't have all these kickers?
There's plenty of kickers in the free agent market right now. You can go pick up.
We already got one, so We picked the one. He's on the practice
Somebody
squad
said
right now.
Rob was asking for like $8 million or something.
Wow.
$8 million for a kicker for his age?
I think that's look. I heard somebody in one of these chats saying it. Oh, it's not like it was on like coming from anybody who knew anything. So I'm guessing with the way you guys reacted, it probably because
that's like
top
5 for pay. That's about top 5 for kicker position.
To me, I was like,
right
this
there.
is that was just crazy to me when he said it.
Yeah.
That's why I was so reluctant or so quick to be like, I don't know if that's true.
And I heard. See, like I said, I was on last week on the Red on Jess channel, Red and Go, and they were talking about it, and they said, "Now Robbie Gold ain't gonna want to come back just play 1 week. If we had to sign him, we had to sign him for a whole season."
Oh, facts. Yeah, he's not going to prorate us a game.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what's.
He said like $3 million.
Well, I remember he was damn near, or he was at 5 or above. So like he was somewhere around $5 million.
Yep.
Expecting that's what he's thinking he wants to get paid.
So, how many of us believe that Nick Bosa is going to sign his contract tomorrow?
Man.
He'll sign.
Jay?
Nah, not tomorrow.
Well, I think every 49er fan wants Nick Bosa to be signed tomorrow. So, will it happen? I don't know. Like, I don't have an answer anymore where he's going to be signed. Like, it's probably going to be like a weird time, like when a few years ago, I woke up at 6 a.m. and Nick Bosa signed a contract like at 2 or 3 in the morning. It's probably going to be something like that. I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know. It's probably going to happen in a very weird time when everyone's sleeping.
Mm-hmm. He'll probably get signed around.
I think if he signs it tomorrow, if he gets signed tomorrow, I think it would be something like 32 or 33 mil. If he's really going to hold out for the 35 they're looking for, I don't think he ends until week 2-ish. The reason being, it's that time the 49ers need to see the defense without him and go, ah, shit, we need this guy. You know what I mean? Like the $2 million a year more is totally worth it. We'll just have to figure something else out. You know what I mean? We'll just have to make sure we draft better next year in another position. We're going to take the $2 million from because, you know, we got to have Nick Bosa.
Hey, so this was a good point that was brought up in this morning's show, and it was, well, you have to remember you have to budget for next year. It's not just about this year. But I kind of disagree with that because if you can sign somebody this year, next year, right? Like we can restructure everybody's contract next year. We can ask somebody, hasn't people like Kittle taking a pay cut? Hasn't people like Trent Williams taking a pay cut? You know, we can go down the line. We've had so many people that's restructured their contract to make it fit. And it's all finagling and putting different numbers in, you know, or whatever. So
we also we go light on the front end.
You know what I'm getting at? If you
we go light on the front end, so the back end is what's the issue for us, and that's not even in our future right now. It's the no, I know what you're saying.
So it's not about next year, because next year we can restructure next year and figure that out. We're talking about this season, you know. So I think
are we stacking the deck to go next year? No, stacking the deck to go this year. If we get next year,
Yeah.
if we're lucky enough to get a chance next year, then let's broach that then. But we're talking about this year. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't plan for multiple years ahead of time because we haven't done. We got to do it now. Like we do it
Yeah.
now, then we can start. So,
Hey,
Very small.
if we can ship Trey Lance out for a 4th round pick, it's obviously this is win now mode. So I don't want the 49ers getting scared now when it's coming down to the finish line. You just win now, okay? If you're going to make all these other moves, you can at least make this one. Holy shit.
what do you think, Corey? Is it win now, or is it okay just to get to the championship and lose?
No, it's win now.
It's win now.
Brian,
Yes, sir.
I don't know what show I think I was listening to Night of Sickness.
Okay.
It's some guy named James came on and said, I think it was his show, came on and said, "Oh, Nick Bosa's flying to San Francisco." Now I got my all hyped up. Then somebody named Bryant came on there and said, he's flying back to Florida. Was that you?
No, sir. If you ever see, I don't play around with my screen name or anything like that. If you ever see me come in the comments, it's always going to be Bryant Culp. I always have the 49er Batman logo because I want you guys to be like, that's Bryant, And then once you know who I am, I joke around a little bit, but that's who I am. I don't want to hide,
The others, because I wasn't looking at the comments. I was listening to this to talk, and I'm like, where was I doing? I was doing something, and I was like listening to it, and I like, then I just said, Brian. All of a sudden, I was up hype, feeling good. That news sounded good, and all of a sudden, Brian came and said, "No, he's flying to Florida now and back down below."
Oh boy, yeah! Shout out to Brian or Bryant, whoever it was, but it wasn't this guy. No, I wish
Corey,
I
don't
would.
get your hopes up on stuff like that without verifying stuff like on Twitter stuff first. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
when something's real, you'll get like multiple posts from the legit people. So like we got a Grant or like a Brad or a Raj, you know what I mean? Or even Aaron, 49 first takes. You know what I mean? Because
or just don't believe it all. People can pay for a wrench nowadays.
Yeah, I just joke.
Sorry about that.
I didn't look at the name. I didn't see if it was Brian or nothing. I was listening to it. So I was listening to two things. I think I had one person on another thing, and then,
If you want, no. Hey guys, I have something really cool from Raj. I think RS 49ers. He posted the 49ers will officially wear their home red throwback jerseys on. Drum roll, please, Ryan.
Hold on. I don't have a.
All right.
I don't have a drum roll.
That sounds good enough. September 21st versus the New York Football Giants.
November? You said November?
No, September.
Oh, opener. I thought you said November for a second.
He said September.
That was because Ryan was blasting that punk sound, and yeah, I confused.
And then
you can lock that in for a win.
The next game, the red jerseys, is December 25th versus the Baltimore Ravens. So that's Tuesday. And then we wear the white throwback jerseys. I think this is becoming like our thing now. We're gonna wear the white throwbacks versus Seattle, November 23rd at Seattle. Yeah. So I think that's our new thing.
I think it should be like that because they wear their like all blues, so it's like dark against white, and we're out there, and I just think it looks clean as shit with like both the teams going at it. Like it just looks clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it most definitely does.
Yep.
Not just our uniforms, but like our uniforms versus theirs. It's like two class uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Ours just is way classier.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just way classier.
We should bring the black jerseys back.
Those are ugly. I'm sorry.
I like
Oh,
those.
I love
We're renting
those
old.
things. I love those things.
You know,
Yeah, me too.
we're not the
I like
Raiders.
black and red.
We're not the Raiders.
I want the black and red with the chrome gold. But and
Well, Corona, I want the red jerseys, but we can't all get what we want, I guess.
Don't you guys always lose when you wear those jerseys?
Crazy Jews.
We actually won overseas in those jerseys
I was just
against
playing.
the Dolphins.
I'm playing. Anyway,
We're undefeated overseas, but yeah, with that.
Right.
I would change your color of gray. That's the only thing I would do.
We switched to white.
YTC.
For fans, we switched to white.
we got Monday Night Football and Clemson versus Duke. That's an easy win for Clemson.
Hey, YTC, do you like the red New York Giant jerseys?
Yeah. Madden 07, Madden 07 and 08. Yeah. That I played in. Ain't even watching.
Corey, what were you saying?
No, that's right. Every time we do this, and we never get to let you ask your question. You always have to disappear and dipped out.
But yeah, Corona. By the way, the black ones aren't bad either. I don't think the black, for you guys are bad. Really good.
Oh, they're nice. I like them.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess John has his opinion, but yeah.
Number one, I don't want to look like the Raiders.
I think there's a time for it. When you're playing one of them games where you don't want evidence to show up on your clothing. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those games. It's one of those jerseys. You know what I mean? Like, it's when you, to me, if I was wearing one of those, I would feel like I'm invincible and that I was there to end somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. I just don't like it. If you want to go red and black, go red and black. But the signature gold and stuff, I just don't see it in the right spots highlighted. And, like, to me, I don't want to look like a bloody thing out there on the field. And that's kind of what when I see that it's black and red, it's just like, it makes me feel more like we're like Atlanta or something like that. I'm just like, we're not the Falcons.
Oh, wait a second. Now I know if we wear those uniforms, we will look like the San Diego State University football team. I don't want, that's gross. No. Just look at those uniforms. I don't want that to be the Niners.
You know why
I don't like them.
You know why I don't like them? Too, it's hard to see who the player is. When they out there on the field, you can't see the numbers real good.
Yeah, because they don't highlight.
Yeah, that is kind of.
Yeah, good point, Corey.
Well, they're both. It's like a dark red.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Yeah,
dark. So it's.
I'm not knocking the black jersey. I just wish they would have done it just a little different, if that makes sense. Like maybe because now they have 3 stripes.
I don't know if you could do it different to like what you guys are asking for, and it still look as cool or mean. You know what I mean? Like,
I just want them to take the gold off of it. If it's gonna be red and black, just make it all red and black. Then I'd be kind of okay with it.
I'm down with that.
The red and black jersey, crazy juice.
Where was the gold?
Where's the gold on the number outline?
Have the red stripes.
I believe they had gold where it said 49ers at, or they had gold. They had gold somewhere on it. There was a gold pinstripe or somewhere around it. I'm gonna Google it right now, but I didn't like it. Because it's not an all red and black
jersey.
Just be.
Or what about a gold last name
I can see the 49ers being gold.
I think the Nike emblem's gold.
I can see the 49ers being outlined in gold on the thing there, like embroidered gold on the outside, red on the inside. That'd be kind of cool up there, but.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google the jersey right now.
I don't know. When I saw them, I was like, "We're gonna win a Super Bowl with those." We're gonna win a Super Bowl with them. Nope.
Right.
Yes, sir.
I don't let you always get to ask your question because you always have to dink out. So I'm gonna let you go first this time. What question do you have for the panel?
All right. If if we don't sign Nick Bosa by week 1, when do we start panicking? If we don't sign him by week 8, do you think we lose significant games because of it?
John Jay.
Um, in 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 my personal opinion, if Nick Bosa is not playing with the Niners week 1 because he's under contract, he's making 17.9 million, almost 18 million dollars. He's still being paid, and if week 1, if you're not playing with us, I think they got to start to fine him, whatever the rule is of finding players, because we can't have Nick Bosa say, all right, until I have money, I'm not going to play for the Niners, because I get it. I get it. He's a special player. But when do we draw the line and say, Nick Bosa, we get it, but you're under contract, so you got to play. So I don't know if John or Kyle's going to say, you know what, maybe we got to be a little bit more firmer to him. But again, I don't know what's going to happen in that situation, but that's what I would do.
Real quick, sorry to cut off or cut into, but looking at the black jerseys, they just have a gold Nike emblem. And I guess that's okay, but I think the one thing that I really don't like is the pinstripe on the leg. If they would have just done like one red stripe, but they have a red stripe, a black stripe, and a red stripe. So I don't know, guys. I'm not hating it. I just don't like it. But yeah, that would be my thing. If Bosa doesn't sign here soon, we definitely need to start finding him. And because he's supposed to be still under contract, right? And it's one of those things. If you start costing us games, how loyal really are you to the team? Because it's about winning a championship. How much money do you really, really need in life? And at a certain point, you got to look at yourself and say, are you too greedy? Because other people on the team, we got Brock Purdy, we got other people on the team that aren't making nearly as much as you, and they are just as much of a key factor to take this team to the Super Bowl as you are. We can't win a Super Bowl without a quarterback. We might be able to win one without Bosa. I don't think we're going to get there without Bosa, but that's what I'm getting at. It's like, do you want to be Team 49er, or are you looking about your wallet?
What you think, Ryan?
He's clearly looking at his wallet. He's clearly looking at his wallet.
What's up, Daniel Sports?
So what was the question again, fully?
The question, I guess, is how many games do we start losing if supposedly Nick Bosa doesn't come to play until week 8? How many games are we looking at potentially losing because he's not here?
I'd have to look at the schedule, but I'd say we would lose a majority of them.
So maybe 4
or maybe half.
Giants, Cardinals,
4
Cowboys, the Browns.
We could also lose that many games with him because of how slow we start. But who knows? Maybe Purdy is the key to that, and the offensive line will start off better this year. I'm just saying, without our anchor in Nick Bosa on the edge, whoever is up against any of these left tackle is going to be essentially taken out of the game, because I don't think we have a right now who's on the squad as a defensive end who can really go one-on-one with a left tackle and win.
Daniel Berry.
You know what I mean? Maybe maybe Hardgrave. If he moved out there, he had talent, he might be able to do a move on somebody and win on it. But our, Cleveland Farrell's probably got a lot of chance, but I still don't see him be able to do it or anything so close to consistent. So essentially our defensive line is pretty muted at that point, because our best players are our tackles, and now with the running back and 3 linemen, you can double team them, and then you can be one-on-one with the edge rushers, you know what I mean, who aren't necessarily top notch. So We got issues there, and then that'll just make it so the secondary has more time they need to cover, which is going to make it harder for them to stop people on 3rd and long, which will keep them on the field longer. Which, you know how that happens. Extended drive after extended drive after extended drive, and the team doesn't have to have extended drives anymore. They just hit a big one on you because everybody's so tired, and right down the first score.
Yeah, see, I didn't know Daniel Berry was a Rams fan.
What
He
up,
called
Daniel
someone
Berry?
trash. You see what he called his own team?
Daniel Berry
Well,
bandwagons to any team. That's what
He
that's what he
does.
told me. So he sometimes likes the Niners. He sometimes likes the Rams, and he just flips around. He's a good dude.
Oh, okay.
He also has good shorts content. If you guys didn't notice already.
David Corona.
It will be very tough.
Do you think we split like 4-4? Do you think we split because we start off slow with offense, or do you think it's going to be significantly shown our defense is much, much weaker without Bosa?
All definite, how you said. Yep.
Yeah, I think Bosa is going to make the deciding factor. I think regardless how our offense plays, not taking anything what Ryan said away, but our offense can start out slow. But if the defense isn't solidified and solid like normal, like and just like playing like lights out like they normally do, we can't afford to make mistakes on offense. Not at all. We can't count on our defense if we don't have somebody like Bosa really to be that spine, that backbone.
It's gonna be hard to stop the run too.
Hiccups. Well, we always have hiccups or something like this. Plus, Purdy, right? Purdy didn't get to do any off-season recon on himself as far as being able to change certain things that are his habits. So there's leagues where we've been checking his tape this whole time. So there might be a week where somebody's got a great plan against him, and we might not have anything to
counter
to essentially to use against to counter it, and that might be a loss. So there's things that are out there, and I'm not saying like, oh, he'll be broken after that and he'll never be able. No, they'll just have to figure out another game plan and they'll have to work at it. This is something like an off season is here for. So Kyle can be like, hey Brock, on your time away, we noticed this and this. You should practice, trying to do it from a different angle or this or that, and so it's not so every time it's to one side, and so they are always guessing, and I'm sure Brock would be like, yeah, of course, I want to be able to win ball games. I'll definitely do that. I don't want people knowing what my tendencies are. I don't want to know what my tendencies are until like I need to, you know what I mean? Like, let's just, so
yeah.
YTC, from an outsider looking in, how significant is Bosa to the 49ers?
Very significant because, like, I've watched enough Niner games, doing play-by-plays, and also because I've watched with John as well. And, he complains about how Bosa gets doubled every time. I mean, when you get doubled every time, it opens up the other guys on the defensive line to get to the quarterback. So without that element of, drawing pressure from, double offensive linemen, it's going to be much harder, to get pressure on us up front unless you're sending extra blitzers at that point. So, yeah, it's very, they'd have to scheme differently around the game. They would probably have to scheme around, Fred Warner, being able to cover two phases of the football, basically, and, rely on the run stopping from the front line if that happens. But you don't want to put yourself in that predicament. So, yeah, that's how, important it really is without that double pressure draw.
Very well spoken.
Hardgrave was brought here to cause dilemmas. I don't know if you know what a dilemma is. Essentially, a dilemma is you've got two options and neither of them are good. You know what I'm saying? So with Hardgrave here and Bosa here, you can really only double team in a regular play one guy. And so you've got to pick your poison there. You've got a dilemma. Who are you going to pick? And that's why Hardgrave is here, because also once you're doing that, you've got one super stellar guy who's on 1-1. No matter who you team. But then you got Eric Armstead, who's also used to getting a lot of attention, who's now 1-1. And if he's inside, and the other end is like a Cleveland Farrell, that's like a speed guy. Those guys get out and around, which makes the tackle get out and around, which makes the tackle essentially 1-on-1 with a guard, but almost in a tackle setting. You know what I'm saying? So if you go over, they have to match you, and then you can step over the inside and cut inside. So it sets up for different kinds of plays once you start moving people around like that. So it could be really nasty out there with guys flying around. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback could be in a lot of hurt.
But hey, Ryan, to add to your point, man,
isn't on the field.
Well, go ahead. Never mind.
No.
Anyways, I was gonna add to your point, Ryan. When you have guys get like an edge, rush on the outside, they basically force a quarterback to scramble up the middle, which in a sort of way they might run into one of the defensive tackles to get wrapped up as well, because they can't use the sidelines to escape if they're rushing the outside, forcing the quarterback to run inside the pocket. That's one way to look at it as well.
That's a good point. Mr. John Jay, same question. How significant is Bosa to the NFC 49ers championship run?
Yeah, he's very important to that defensive line.
Before we go, let me bring in David McNiner. Okay. Coming in, my brother, all the way from Utah, David McNiner.
What's good, guys?
Funny, I had no idea who you were bringing in until you just said it just now.
Yep. So
hold on, I got to bring in David McNiner. And then he goes, "There's a big spiel."
First of all, I want to congratulate David McNiner's Utah Football College for murdering Florida. So I want to say that.
Yep.
Utah's right. For real.
Well,
I got to start respecting them. But back to the question. He's very important. 24-11. But if you think about what Florida is compared to Utah, that's like a blowout.
Yeah.
Because Florida is considered a top-tier college. Yeah. Anyway, back to the question. Yeah, he's very important to the defensive line. Like, can someone name someone right now who can, like, say Bosa is going to miss time, can like get 2 sacks a game or a sack a game, sack and a half a game? I don't think anybody. So he's very important.
The defensive end position.
Yeah. Hargrave, he's really, really good. But I want to see it first. Well, what do you be able to do this season? Armstead, he has great moments and then he has some bad moments, but he's not, a bad player, but compared to Bosa, like he's a very important player that we need on that defensive line.
Yeah. And yeah, it'll be a lot of tough way for us to win these games without Bosa. It's gonna be tough because we're not putting no pressure on that quarterback, and we're not doing be able to do the stunts that we do with our defensive line to stop the run. It's gonna be tough. I think with Bosa, it works real good when we do stunts. So
I agree.
John Jay.
Yep.
Do you have any questions for the panel?
Ooh, a question. Let's see. I didn't really think about one, but what should we like truly expect, like realistic expectations, because everyone's been throwing out crazy numbers, but what should we like expect for Brock Purdy? Should he, this year, just do his job and let the playmakers, move the ball down the field? Should we rely on him way too much? Because I think that's a really good question, like what his role is going to be. So my question is, what is Brock Purdy's role? Is he the carrier of the team, or is he the guy who's going to be, helping the team on the offense?
No more sports.
Well, he has to be the guy who just helps facilitate the team right now. I think he can step in as a leader, but as far as a player on the field, I don't think he needs to be the go like put the team on his back essentially. Like he's not a quick runner. You know what I mean? Like the quarterback that I'm thinking that puts a team on his back is the guy who's always running for first down and this and that. You know what I mean? When everything breaks, that's not Brock. He's always looking to pass. You know what I mean? He does run the ball. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like that's any sort of a first thought. It's always in fact, he actually going out to the side when maybe he could have tried and got some yards. I'm not saying that happens all the time. Just saying times where he could have ran and he doesn't. So I don't think he needs to be really in that role. We've got so many playmakers on the field. I think he needs to be amazing at doing what is asked of him. It's not saying like when you're a quarterback, like what do? Do you not make accurate throws most of the time, but all of a sudden when you need to win the game, you're like, oh, now I'm going to be accurate? No. Same thing that's going to be asked of him in a preseason game that's asked in him, in a regular season game or in a playoff game. It's going to be to go out there and execute. And that's what I think, what he needs to do is step up in the team atmosphere. If he's going to lead this team, he needs to lead this team, right? It's like he already commands the huddle, right? I have in quotes of Jimmy Garoppolo or James Richard, because that was always his big quality. He commands the huddle. Like, okay, all right, whatever. But no, that's where he needs to take a step in bounds. He needs to learn more of the offense, maybe. I don't know. Like, I just don't see him needing to be the one to put things on his back. He needs to get the ball in other people's hands and let them do the crazy shit. You know what I mean? He's the brain, the brawn.
Right.
Okay. Again, I don't like to come in and tear anybody's argument down or anything like that, but I do think Brock Purdy has some speed on his side. He has like some quickness speed about him, like a quick burst. He might not be able to beat you in a 40-yard dash, but he's definitely going to get to the car door faster than you. Like when you're running from the parking lot grocery store to the car and you yell shotgun. Well, whoever touches the door first, that's going to be Brock Purdy. He does have like that quick
He's
burst.
no Michael Vick.
No, and that's
There's no Colin Kaepernick.
He doesn't have.
That's the people I'm talking about who can put the team on their back and run down the field.
Ryan,
he's a Burrow or Herbert when it comes to scrambling.
Kaepernick had a lot longer legs than Purdy even stands tall, right? We can all say that, right? Kaepernick is a lot taller than Purdy, right? So the long legs, he is a track runner. Then you go to, who else did you say? Michael Vick. Michael Vick, he's very, very fast, and he's a lot faster than Purdy. But what I'm saying is that quick burst, that's something that a lot of people don't take into account for Brock Purdy. He does have that speed.
But I was explaining where my point was coming from, what I was considering a fast running quarterback, just so you know.
Again, I'm not tearing what you're saying down, but what I'm saying is Brock Purdy has that, like mysterious speed about him. He can burn you if you underestimate it. But because he's looking to throw, like what you were saying, the majority of the time, because he knows if he gets the ball out to the playmakers, he would rather distribute the passes and the ball to the people who can essentially run faster than him or just make a move. So if he makes like a juke or something and then throws the ball, that's more or less his move. is the question John Jay's having is what does Brock Purdy have to do, or is Brock Purdy going to be able to step up and be that player that we need? I think he can, but I think the best thing for him to do is just continue to play football the way Kyle's telling him to do. And when he does feel like that's his moment to step out, then go ahead and do it. But if you just continue to play 49er football, you're going to distribute the ball to the playmakers. They're going to be open, and we're just going to go right down the field. You just have to be the ultimate game manager at this time. And at that point, I think we're going to go really, really far. And I think he has the ability to think outside the box and be like, okay, this is what the coach told me to do, but I'm doing this. And I think we've seen it a couple times in the game. But as long as he wins, right, I don't think Kyle's going to complain. But when he starts messing up, that's when Kyle's going to say, I told you to run this in the playbook. You're not the quarterback anymore. You're on the bench. So that would be my thoughts.
Like the only time he really needs to do something above and beyond is, like, I guess, when the play breaks down. You know what I mean? And it's backyard football.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. As long as he just comes out, quick reads, and does what he's supposed to, he won't ever be in that situation.
Yeah.
So I think
it's going to be the most
really
deadliest thing they can do.
Oh, somebody's coming in. Let me see.
Eric,
You going to tell us first before you tell us?
No, I just let this guy just did it. This guy right here in the middle, Mr. Corona. Coming in. He's a Seahawks fan. But we'll let him in. Eric! Wait, we go. Willis!
How's it been doing tonight?
Oh, I was gonna ask if it's this guy.
It's Eric. How you been, Eric?
What up, Eric?
Good night. How y'all doing?
How's it up there in Washington?
Better now that you're here.
How's it up there in Washington?
Well, it's starting to rain again.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
buddy.
Kind of. Yeah. You know what? I'm excited for it too because it was too hot for me this summer.
Mm.
David Corona.
It wasn't as bad as last summer, I don't think, but it was bad. Shit, leave me alone.
Yeah.
The heat just needs to go away. There was a couple of nights. There was like 3 or 4 nights in a row where it never like cooled off at all. Which is normal. It usually like clears out and like cools off at like 2, 3 in the morning. It never that, and it was like,
he just have to play football like he did last year, and just play his game. He knows how to play, and we'll be all right.
Okay, David McNiner.
Yo.
Did you hear the question?
What was the question?
The question is, what should we expect from Brock Purdy? Is he going to be the guy who carries a team, or is he going to be the guy who's just going to be just be part of the offense and helping the team out?
At this point, he's a second-year player, so I expect him to be part of the offense, helping the team out. I don't expect him to be able to carry the team. Maybe in a couple years, he could be that guy. But at this point, that's all I'm thinking he's going to be. I heard someone talking about Eric Armstead, and I actually have a question. Do you guys think his plantar fasciitis will be a problem this season?
ooh,
Yeah, before we get
that
to
is
that,
a great question.
That's a great question, but let's get finished with John Jay's question. You be next.
Okay.
YTC.
Yeah.
What you expect from your quarterback? I know you're not a 49ers fan.
Well, I know the same you want from your quarterback, growth in their game. You have to be the sponge of your team. Like, you're always evolving new information and making information you collect on film, every game you play, so you can get better and watch film and how you can progress your game and how can you evolve your intangibles, your fundamentals, all that stuff. Basically, yeah, you always look to improve every week as the more games you play, you get more experience in the NFL. That's the best way to grow as a quarterback and eventually evolve into a better quarterback that could potentially be the franchise guy. That's how you're supposed to really grow with quarterbacks and teach them how to become the guy of their own. And you know how you help them out as well? You get guys that believe in them, which obviously it seems like Purdy has really good command of the offense with the 49ers. And, keep up, for Purdy's perspective, you just have to show him that you're the guy willing to carry, be able to carry during those crucial moments and show those intangibles. And then from there, the rest will take off. And then once you believe in yourself, there's something you can't do with that what you set your mind to. That's just how I look at it.
Eric Willis, how would you expect from your quarterback? Eric, you there? Well, I expect from Brock Purdy. I hope he, come play like he played last year. Just get the ball to our playmakers and let them do it. And also, if he needs to, play don't break down. Do what he needs to do to get us this win. And what's up, my guy, JC?
Another Seahawks fan?
Yeah,
JC, he's a Rohawk.
And if you'd like to come in, I interviewed him one time. If you'd like to come in, the link is in the chat. Oh, steady, here he comes. Coming in. Yes, he's a Seahawks fan. We got 2 Seahawks fans in here now. J.C. Hawk.
What's up?
How's it going, gentlemen?
What up?
Doing pretty good, man.
Greetings.
We're ready. We're excited, man. We're up here in northern Alberta, up here in Canada. We are excited, man. Football can't come close enough or soon enough.
Nice. Did you say you're from Canada?
Yep.
Which nice.
Way up in the Busty. I know I just heard you guys talking about how hot it was there, man. It's like going to be about 2 or 3 degrees Celsius, maybe 36, 37 degrees tonight.
Hmm.
There you go. No, in Washington. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe an hour
I
and a
don't
half
miss
away
that
from
right now.
Vancouver, BC. Yeah.
It's coming, man. Well, for us, it's coming anyway.
So real quick, how did you fall in love, or how did you become a fan of football? Was it a hockey strike?
No, back in the day, the only channels we got were from Seattle, right? And they kept showing us the Hawk highlights. You get the Hawk games, and it just happened to be that's where I was. I was from Medicine Hat, so that's how we came. We watched them all every
Q13.
Sunday with my dad, and away we went.
Was it Q13?
I believe so. I was young enough. I don't remember the station, but I do remember watching them on TV. I do remember them in the AFC West.
Yeah.
They went over to the NFC West.
Yeah.
So, which makes it, like I say, every time you can beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl, it makes it that much sweeter. Because that was our number one rival, was Denver.
And then the Raiders.
And the Super Bowl was probably the icing on the cake. And I guarantee you no Bronco fan will ever live that down.
So, does this guy in my picture right here do your? Well, I don't know how the screen is for you, but you see this guy with the cream on his face?
Yep.
Does that guy look familiar to you?
How many Seahawk people are you subscribed to? How many Seahawk content creators are you subscribed to?
For me? None. I watch some stuff, right? I have a few Facebook groups.
Okay, cool.
I don't listen to a lot of
Okay,
YouTube.
yeah, that guy is Noah Bilter. It's kind of spelled. The last name's kind of spelled weird, but he is a Seahawks content creator on YouTube. Lost a bet last year, with the 3 games. So this is him paying his bet.
Right.
Sort of.
Yeah, John Jay's right.
GC, what are you drinking on?
A little something.
We got a refreshment there.
Are you drinking a little something?
I'm drinking Lucky Beer, man. I'm on holidays. The wife has gone away for the weekend. I got a wife-free
Lucky
weekend.
Beer.
Is that a Canada beer?
I haven't seen Lucky Beer before.
I don't got to work tomorrow.
Established 1934.
That's cool.
5%.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just listening to how you talk, you are from Canada, because I can tell you right now, we've had people who are here in the Bay Area who live in Canada. They talk the same way.
Yeah, we drop a few A's and and got a few more gray hairs watching the Blue Jays all season because I don't know what the hell they're going to do, but that's a different discussion.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on wide receiver Jake Bobo from UCLA, the Bruins?
Ooh, I'll tell you what, he was impressive, wasn't he?
Oh man, I tell you what, I like him.
Oh, Mania there in Seattle. It's
number one fan right there. Jake Bobo, number 1 fan.
Well, I'm wearing my Russell Wilson jersey because that guy helped us speed up our rebuild with Denver.
What's your thoughts on Matt Hasselbeck?
I wish Joe was here.
Oh yeah, Joe.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Where's Joe?
What's your thoughts on Matt
Joe
Hasselbeck?
Stevens, he's another content creator.
Thoughts on Hasselbeck?
Yeah.
Good quarterback. Watched him there when he was. They took him 2006.
Yeah. Sean Alexander, Mike Holmgren.
Yeah, when won the MVP. We lost in the Super Bowl to the Steelers. Then you hear the ref come out a few years later saying, "No, I think I made some mistakes." Well, don't say that crap, right?
No shit.
No, say it.
You never say that. You say, "Yeah, that's a call I made. That's a call I stand for," right? But it is what it is, right? I like Hasselbeck, right? I like Wilson. He came in there. I saw him when first time I saw him live was in Toronto when he played the Bills. And I'll tell you what, man, he, then he came up. Obviously he had a great defense behind him, and he had 2 of the best defenses between the Niners and the Seahawks going head to head every year. And I think this year we're hoping I think the rivalry is back. I think it's going to be 2 great games. You got Thanksgiving, and then you got 2 weeks later.
So how devastating would it be to you, or what's your belief? Because I got a feeling the Niners and the Seahawks. I'm a Niner fan. I'm a homer, so I think we're going to sweep again. But what's your thoughts? What do you think? Do you give the Niners any shot of beating you guys up there in Seattle on Thanksgiving? Because I'd really like to see them eat the turkey on your guys' field.
Yeah, well, I know, because I think Richard Sherman, those boys ate it down there, didn't they? So
it'll never leave my mind.
I'll tell you what, you guys stay healthy. If
that's
honestly,
Laura.
I think the biggest thing is going to be how do you react to Brock Purdy, right? How does the defense? Obviously, you saw him last year, right? How do they script it to him? Have they learned from him? Is he going to have to adjust? I think we're going to find out in the first 4 or 5 weeks. I don't know what your guys' schedule is. The Seahawks start with the Rams here on Sunday.
We got Pittsburgh week 1. We got the week 2.
Steelers.
We got Giants week 3. We got the Cardinals week 4. No, Cowboys week 5. Browns week 6. I think Vikings week 7.
So what do you think?
R.I.P. YTC's computer.
Since we got you here, what's your thoughts on the Cardinals? Are they tanking?
And I have them going 0-17. I don't know if they'll win a game, to be honest. You look at what they've done, right? They've done nothing to impress, right? And now they're saying Kyle Murray's going to be on the shelf all year. Now, my question is, he blew out his knee last year. He should be ready to go for here in a few weeks, right? What did he do did he go to rehab or did he go play video games? Why are they not saying, why is he not going to play at all this year? that's my biggest question is you're ready to go, right? I mean, I'll tell you what, man, Marcus Stroman, I'll put a Blue Jays reference on him. Marcus Stroman blew out his knee in preseason, was back pitching the playoffs the same year. And Murray's not going to be playing at all this year? Are they tanking? And what happens? Does Caleb Williams say, I'm not going to Arizona?
Oh my God! Could you just do me a favor right now? Write this guy's name down, okay? Because you got a lot of passion and fire. Please do this for me as a solid human being, one to another. Write down Joe Stevens' name, and Joe Stevens, Seattle Seahawk Talk, and you'll see his emblem on YouTube. It's going to come out. It's going to look like
Seahawk
Nickelodeon. Seattle Seahawk Talk. It's going to look like the Nickelodeon ooze kind of.
Just Seahawk Talk.
Okay, Joe. Sorry, was that Joe Stevens?
Yes.
Okay.
Seahawk Talk.
Seahawk Talk. And you guys start coming in the chat when he goes live. He goes live usually on Wednesdays, Ryan? The rivalry show?
Wednesdays right now. We do a show called The Rivalry. Yep. 6 o'clock.
Dude, if you came in, I think you and him could possibly do a show sometime together. But he's a really good Seahawk content creator. And, man, you're welcome anytime to come in and just talk ball with us. But he's our fellow Seahawk guy.
And I'll be honest, there's a lot of things I don't know, right? Because, baseball's my first passion. And then I got hockey, right? I got football, there's things that, but, I love the fact that you can come in. I love listening to you guys, right? I hear little tidbits here and that, right? Especially from the rivals coming down there. You guys were talking about Bosa, right? Is he going to sign? And my question to everybody, you guys, is going to be this. We see it with TJ Watt when he sat out, he came back, he got hurt. Let's say Bosa comes back. Is he going to survive? Is he going to get hurt right away? I think training camp is your biggest. Training camp and the reps are the biggest thing you need, especially playing the position that he plays, right? And you're going to come out flying. I don't like it, right? You got to build yourself up. That's what preseason is. That's what training camp's for, Again, I'll go back to baseball. That's why pitchers say, well, we don't need training camp. The COVID year, how many pitchers blew out their arms or were sore?
A lot.
That, right? And that's where it scares me. I hate going up against Bosa. I watch that guy can destroy, right? Aaron Donald's that one. That guy would destroy the Seahawks line.
Yeah.
Same with Bosa. Now he's coming back. I don't know when he's coming back. But to me, I hope that when he does come back, he's been doing his stuff off field because I don't want to see him go down. I hate seeing people get hurt. Everyone's like, oh yeah, if this guy gets hurt, I don't want to see that. I want to see the best against the best, I want my 11 best offense against your 11 best defense. Let's go at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I honestly think we're not going to just throw him out there for 90% of the snaps right off the bat.
No,
when he does come back, they're more than likely gonna limit his playing time to get him back in football shape before they throw him to the dogs. So at least I hope.
Jason's
so
talking some crap here. Saying release the Kraken. He's taking hockey shots.
So who do you guys have?
I'm an Avalanche fan myself.
Steelers.
Sorry, who's that?
Steelers.
Okay, so so then you can ramp them up for week 1, right? You don't have to play them. I think the Steelers. I think they're last in that division to begin with.
Really, you think the Browns overtake them?
I think so. Well, let's see what a season of Deshaun Watson does. Back in there all year. Let's see. They got Myles Garrett. They got Nick Chubb. Let's see what they have. Are they quietly sneaky? You got obviously the Bengals and the Ravens going at it. We'll see what the Browns do. And then you got the Steelers. I think the Steelers, they're a young team. Well, a young team can surprise anybody at any time. And that's what we love about the sports, right? We love these young guys. We love this young team coming in. And all of a sudden, bang, they're, 8-8 going for a chance for the wild card. Are coming down the stretch, right? Maybe upsetting somebody, taking them out of the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm very passionate about stuff,
No, that's fine. If you got time, you keep coming on. We do shows on Corey's channel on Sundays. On Wednesdays, we do the weekly pick'ems. You want to come on sometime and drop your score predictions and stuff. It's fun. You're really polite. It's good to be able to talk ball with other people that are polite. And the only thing I'd ask is, if you like, talking with us, Ryan up there in the corner, he's got a YouTube channel. David, me next to each other. John up on top. David Corona, he's our buddy. He comes around to everybody's channel and just pipes in. So
I'll definitely join your guys' channels for sure.
we definitely appreciate it. So you have the Rams. How confident are you against the Rams?
I'm pretty confident, especially. Well, we'll see what Kopp does, right? If Cooper Kopp's out, then I mean, what are you going to do? Obviously, Adams isn't playing week 1. I like that Wolin's there on the CB side of it. We'll see what Witherspoon does. We got Bobby Wagner back. I think Jordan Brooks is coming back. I think he's ready for week 1. You got Stafford, and that's the biggest question, right? Is Stafford going to be healthy enough to play? I mean, is he? There's something wrong with him, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Cooper Kupp will be out for 4 weeks, so he won't play.
Okay, so no, I'm pretty confident in week 1, Seattle winning that game. I mean, it's in Seattle, so the place will be fired up. And they go week 2 to Detroit.
How would you rate the NFC quarterbacks right now, from first to worst?
Well, you got like Hurts in Philly, right? You got like Fields. I don't know if Fields should be.
I mean, just our West, just the West.
Oh, just the West?
Yeah.
Seattle, Arizona, 49ers. And
it's between Purdy and Geno Smith.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously you guys were saying that Purdy's got the speed, right? I like the fact that Mr. Irrelevant was kicking some ass. We got hurt. I mean, like I said, we'll see what the league does. I like how Geno came back after everyone wrote him off. And in week 1, playing the Broncos last year. And I think that, and I'll go back to it, I'll say that was probably Russell Wilson's only chance to beat all 32 teams. I don't think he has another shot at being the Seahawks. Last year on Monday night, when the Seahawks won, I was predicting him probably a top 5 pick with their own pick. To be honest, I didn't know what to expect out of Geno. Right? Defense was young. Again, you never know with young guys. They started gel. I mean, you got to give kudos to Pete Carroll for what he did. He brought that whole team together. He said, Geno's our man, right? You had Drew Lock on the bench. You had K9 out there running the ball. It's Metcalf, Lockett. I mean, Lockett's a beast every year.
Every year.
That's a check down. He's exactly like what Baldwin was, right? He was the check down guy, took the hit, caught the ball. That's what Lockett does, and that's what Geno needs. Now, who would I rank? I think I'd go Purdy probably first, just for his youth, for his speed, his athleticism. But I put Geno right behind him, and we'll see in the first few weeks, right?
It's because Stafford he seems to have like some kind of lingering injury or something. Just because he has a ring, there's something weird with him, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if his brain's been bounced around a few times. I think even reading reports saying he's forgetting people's names of guys walking in on the field. And that, to me, that's a sign that there's something wrong in the brain, right? I mean, don't get me wrong.
When you got to sign everyone's, players they release just to have a team on the field, you can't remember everyone's names, right?
Yeah. No, and I get that, right? But I mean, your quarterback is the leader of that team, right?
Yes.
That's the guy who should say, okay, who we got in, right? What does he, you're obviously, especially if he's on the offensive side, right? You want to know exactly what player, who he is, what he does, what's his skills, what's his good stuff, what's his bad stuff. Am I going to throw him in the slot, or am I going to throw it down the field? Does he have the speed that he's going to go and beat a top cornerback, right? Is this guy going to block for me? Am I not scared of the blind side? Things like that. But there's something wrong, I think, with Stafford. I mean, we're going to find out week 1 real quick in Seattle, and that defense is going to come at them. I'll tell you that much. With Brooks, Taylor, Wagner. I know Adams isn't playing, but you got Diggs, Wolin, Witherspoon. It's going to be a very interesting. I mean, they're going to rush him. They're going to play him hard. We're going to find out right away what Stafford is. And I hope for God he doesn't get hurt or something,
And on top of that, Cooper Kupp's coming back from an ACL injury.
Yeah,
he already had a setback in the preseason.
Yeah,
we don't know if he's ever going to be the same.
4 weeks, right? So I guess
he's going to play back for 4 weeks.
4 weeks. So I mean, right there. I mean, it could be yeah, we'll find out, I guess, real quick, right? Especially playing up there in Seattle, when I've been there a few times, and it's a lot of fun. I'll tell you that much. But, so I just have to text the wife. She's going to bed.
Okay. David, go ahead and ask your question that you was gonna ask us, if you can remember.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. So, do you guys think Eric Armstead's plantar fasciitis is going to affect his season? Sounds to me like there's some attack dogs going on.
It's his dog.
Also babysitting the dogs. Bark, bark. Sorry, guys.
It's
Go
okay.
ahead, Brian.
So if he has the same thing that happened last year, where like it was hokey pokey, and he stuck one foot in and stuck the other one out, and then he got the like plantar fasciitis on the other foot. I'm just thinking, like, how did it go from one foot to the other foot? That was just really weird to me. So, maybe he needs to get different socks or maybe a different bubble bath. I don't know, but I hope it's not lingering. If it does, then yeah, he needs to retire, because if he keeps having plantar fasciitis, that's going to hold him out. Then hopefully we can win a Super Bowl this year and he can retire. That's what I would say, because when you start having feet problems, it's all bad from there.
David Corona.
Yeah, I agree with Brandon saying. That arthritis hurts too. And when you have arthritis, you have like shocking going down your legs, because I have it on my spine, so I know what it feels like. So yeah, hopefully he can play through it, because it hurts. So that's what I got.
No more sports.
I think there's a real good chance that it flares back up. Especially like middle of the season. It's just a hunch, I guess. I just feel that it seems like we hadn't heard about it too much until last year, but it seemed like they said like it was a lingering issue. So in other words, it was something he was dealing with this whole time. It just got so bad this year that he had to. Now, who knows? Maybe he did something in the off season where he was like, maybe I'm not going to go so hard. So it's rested up. So by the time I hit training camp, that's when the timer starts. And maybe it prolongs it from happening so he can maybe get through the season. I don't know. But that's my thought, is it's either come into play this season or he had to do something this off season to make sure it didn't. And that's not even necessarily 100% thing. You don't know how, by doing things. Like if he sat on the couch the whole year, doesn't mean that he wouldn't have it flare up in the season. So that's my thoughts.
John Jay.
I actually know someone who has plantar fasciitis, and he doesn't have like a job that like Eric Armstead has playing football. And one thing that he tells me all the time is that he always has to get proper shoes. He's got to go to the foot doctor, and even though he doesn't do like a lot of like high demanding, like football activities like Eric Armstead. Like Eric Armstead, I think is 6'7". I think he's a very tall dude, and I'm not sure if that affects him on the field, if he wears special cleats for that. But having plantar fasciitis is not fun from the people that I know who suffer from it.
Okay. So I wonder what kind of treatment can you get for that? Do
Can you
anybody
put
know?
like calamine lotion on it? Can you put something on it? Like for
Well,
chicken pox or something
last
like
season, last season they were resting him on during for the practice week. He would be limited on 2 practice days. He'd have like 1 day of full practice. So they were trying to manage it.
So is it muscle pains in his foot, or is it skin irritation, or is it like more like arthritis? What exactly is this? Because doesn't sound weird, right?
So plantar fasciitis is people who are born with flat feet. If
Okay.
you notice, like your foot kind of has like a little curve, like there's a little
Yeah, an arch.
So people who have that, they have a very flat, so it's like a lifetime, the lifetime of dealing with that. In the past, if you had that, it kind of sucks. But with modern medicine, there's certain shoes you can wear now, and it really helps you out. Like it helps you like develop an arch. There's certain medications for the pain. There's certain medications, for the foot, to manage things like that. There are a lot of doctor specialists who, treat it. So there are a lot of modern things like when I was young, when I was a kid, and people say, "Oh, this guy has flat foot or this woman has flat foot," like they said, "Oh, you got to go to a doctor and buy these special shoes." But with today's science, I think Armstead, probably wears special cleats, probably takes like a special medication, things like that. Like he has the money. He got paid a lot of money a few years ago, so I think he does like treatment because like it doesn't really affect him. Like he plays football too. He plays football, so like it hasn't really affected him. Like I'm always on the IR or I'm always hurt. He's always playing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping he don't. This injury don't flare up too much on him because we need him out there. He's good against run too and stopping the run. So
I hear you. We did keep 5 interior defensive linemen on the active roster and re-signed T.Y. McGill to the practice squad. So I think our brass is planning for the worst.
okay, no more sports. Do you have any question you want to ask the panel?
Oh. What would it take to see from Brock Purdy for you think the 49ers fans to start clamoring to see what we have in Sam Darnold?
John Jay?
Oh man. Oh, this question. I just want like this is probably gonna be a hot take, and I'm gonna say it anyway. Like even though like Jimmy, a lot of fans like would always like, oh, but bench him and bring in the backup. Like as long as Brock Purdy is moving the ball down the field and we're scoring touchdowns and we're scoring field goals, I'm okay with it. But if Brock Purdy throws one interception, he throws an interception, you're gonna start hearing fans say, bench him, bench him, bench him. Like this fan base, is a little bit like I suffer from OCD. They're kind of like OCD when it comes to like the quarterback play because like nothing's ever good enough. But as long as Brock Purdy does his job, we go down the field, we score points, we should be okay. But once he starts making the mistakes, say we go like 3 drives in a row and we're punting, or he throws an interception, I think fans are gonna be like, "We want Sam." I think that's probably because like I've been watching this team a lot, and like every time a quarterback has done something, they get mad. That's my thoughts.
David Mayniner?
I think Brock Purdy's going to have to stink it up, like big time. As long as he's, like John Jay said, moving the ball, putting up points, winning games, then he'll be all right. But if he's out there going, say 10 for 25 with 50 yards and 3 interceptions, yeah, the fan base is going to be screaming for the backup. And, OCD, maybe a little bit of ADD, ADHD all mixed in there in the fan base.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely the ADHD.
Yeah, David really said it. He's going to have to really, really, really be bad for him to get benched. I think it would almost have to be injury. And I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid to see Sam Darnold come in. I think he can do really good with this team. I don't want him to come in and play, but he is our backup. And I believe, Kyle says, hey, if he's good enough to be the backup, I think we could win games with him. I don't know how many, but for Brock Purdy to be unseated by Sam Darnold, he would have to really, really be like hurt bad. And I think that's the only reason he would be stinking it up is if he's hiding like some kind of significant injury. But hey, Corey, and sir down below, I didn't get your name. It was very nice talking to you, and I hope you come on again sometime. Corey, I'm going to get going.
JC.
JC, very nice.
Here, man. It's been a pleasure. Love talking football.
Yeah, if you follow one of us, I'm sure you'll find the rest of us, and love to talk to you again.
Yeah,
David
for sure.
Garner, always fun talking.
Yeah, you too.
Jay, Mr. McNiner, I'll be talking to you tomorrow. And Corey, I definitely always have fun coming on, but I gotta dip out now. So thank you guys. Please everybody like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys here soon.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, Brian.
Good night.
Bye everybody.
Good night, Brian.
I do run a podcast with Bill, so we do our own podcast. We're on Spotify, so we do all sports.
Okay.
Make sure to plug
David
it.
Corona.
Oh yeah, plug it. Yeah.
It's the JC and Bill Sportscast.
If he comes in and he plays, there's no more excuse for him because he's on the right team, right? All the players around him. There's no more excuses for him. So if he comes in, he better do his thing and play well. Because if anything happens and Brock Purdy comes back, he will lose his job. So, yeah.
JC, so can you put that in the private chat for everybody? You know what a private chat is?
Yep. I think that's right there, private chat.
I found it. I found it already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got it. Do you have an Instagram?
No, our show has a Twitter or the X or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So we've been going for 4 years on it, so it's something that I love sports. And Bill, he knows a lot more about the college sports. Right, I'm from Canada, he's from the States, so it actually works out pretty good. We get the view from both sides, right? So, and so I'll ask you guys a question, and I'll answer the same one afterwards. What would tank the Niners season? What would be a devastating injury that would happen something that would cost maybe the division?
I would
Trent
say
Williams.
Trent Williams.
Trent
Could also
Williams, Nick
be-
Bosa.
Yeah, Nick Bosa.
And
Brock
I said Brock Purdy too.
George Kittle.
No,
I don't know
we could
about
do it without Kittle,
George
but it
Kittle.
would be
I mean,
pretty.
he misses games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when he's in, he's on
just
fire.
nasty.
Oh, he's
When he's in, he's nasty. As long as he's getting the ball. And
He is
he's
a
not
beast of
nasty
a
run
right
blocking.
back.
I'm just saying, like, who wants to run up and tackle him in an open field? You know what I mean?
man.
Because there's a 50-50, there's like a 70% chance he's going to make you look like an idiot, especially if you're the first one on the scene. You know what I mean? His stiff arms and just vicious. So, I don't know.
It's all that WWE
Probably
does.
those things.
So JC,
I have a feeling he'll be like a person. I don't know if he'll be going into the WWE because after football, Pretty sure he's going to be a little banged up. Keep whatever range of motion he has left.
Yeah. Hey JC, I left you a private message. I have a sports channel. Check it out. Yeah, I got a great show tomorrow. I also talk college football, so yeah, it's there. Check it out. See if you like it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll copy there. Throw her in the another tab there.
Yep.
No, for sure. I'll join all you guys' channels. Like I said, I mean, I know I'm from the rival side of it all, but I do, and I mean, and I like the fact of how you guys go over, injuries, what's going to happen, strategy, right? Things like that. I mean, you obviously being there, falling, right, and maybe living down there, you hear a lot more than I do where I'm living, right? Most of my talk is it's either Blue Jays, Canucks, or Seahawks, right? So you don't hear the other side. I do really appreciate the fact that I can come in, say hi, right, have a good conversation. That's the main thing, right? Even though we cheer for opposite teams, right, we can have a civil conversation about how things are going to go, right? And I mean, and the Niners do scare me, right? I think, and I'll put it towards the question I put to you. I mean, if we lose our running backs, I think Seattle's going to be in trouble. With Geno Smith, Geno needs those two running backs to make sure that they can keep going. If they don't have the running backs, now you're going to rely on Geno. It's going to be tough. Now, yeah, you have some good wide receivers.
That's how you keep teams honest.
Yep. And the depth of the running back, the depth of the fullback is probably the saddest thing we could see right now. But I mean, if you can't run the ball, you're not going to win games. Plain and simple, especially come playoff time, especially when it's cold out. Depending where you're playing, right? I mean, obviously, on the West Coast, someone's going to host a playoff game, right? But if you're playing in Green Bay, or you got to make sure the guys run the ball, right? The AFC is a prime example of it, right? You're going through Cincinnati, Buffalo, or Kansas City. You need to run the ball. And I think that's where Seattle's going to hurt if they lose their running backs. And I think if they lose some DBs back there, right? Obviously their defense they don't have the depth as San Fran does. I mean, I do like the fact that they're building it up, but you lose a couple key guys, you're in trouble. And they gave up a lot of yards.
What's your channel name?
Mine?
Yeah.
We're on Spotify. It's the JC and Bill Sportscast.
Oh, okay.
And we also have a Facebook page, the JC. It's the actual symbol of the and Bill Sportscast.
And what are you on Twitter?
It'd be the JC and Bill Sportscast as well, or the Real Bezer Hawk. I can break this down so this private chat, it goes to everybody.
Yep.
Like I said, we talk sports, right? For the most part, and it's all sports, right? Baseball, football, hockey. We dabble into soccer, horse racing, right? Things like that. News that comes out that breaks during the 2 weeks. We do it every second week. I work a week on, week off. I'm in the old patch. So every second weekend I'm working. So we try to do it right, try to keep up, things like that. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, I love talking sports. I love playing sports, man. It's a passion of mine. And I hope at 65, 70 years old, I'm still playing something. Hope I'm still playing baseball. That is my number one sport. We'll put it that way.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like agile collegiate wrestling. Not like WWE, but
I actually used to play pro-am baseball. I don't know if you ever heard the term. I don't know if you guys have something like that in Canada. It's basically professional amateur. You're technically amateur players, but you get paid. So I did that for I want to say 7 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, and so you look at, so we'll look at Canada as it is, right? You got the CFL, you got guys who are making $30,000 a year playing football and then going to a second job because they play for the love of the game. Hopefully they can get picked up by a team.
Mm-hmm.
Warren Moon, Doug Flutie, those guys played in the CFL and made a name for themselves in the NFL. Right? I think Alex Singletary broke the CFL record for most tackles. Got signed, I believe, with the Eagles, and I think he's playing for the Broncos right now. right? And they don't make a ton of money there, but they play it for the love of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Yep.
mean, tomorrow is Labor Day, the Labor Day Classics. You got Toronto and Hamilton. I know I'm going way off board on it, but you got Hamilton and Toronto, and you got Calgary and Edmonton. And those games are packed. People are going to watch it. They're watching it on TV. You know, as much as all my buddies, we talk NFL, man. We talk the CFL in the Labor Day weekend, right, for Labor Day Classics. And football, to me, football is football. It's, you know, I love the college, love the CFL, love watching the XFL. I'll watch the USFL. You know, I'll watch arena football because, man, I just like I said, like watching sports as it is. You know, guys giving her, trying to win, and that's the biggest thing, right? Just go out and win.
Yep.
You know, and I mean, and I was dealt a question a few years ago when everybody was mad about, say, you know, the kneeling and this and that and protest. I said, you know what? You want to do it off this before the drop of the puck or the whistle blows or the first pitch? Go ahead. Come game time, you're all in. And that's what I want to see, right? I don't want to, you know, I'll be honest, right? I don't want to see it halfway through the game. All of a sudden, everybody just, unless it's something that needs to be done, right? I don't want to see it. It's, you know, make your statement, do your things, go ahead, and then as soon as the whistle goes, let's play.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let's play hard for 60 minutes.
Yep.
You know, let's play hard for 9 innings.
Yep.
And that's the way I look at it. I mean, we all play hard for stuff when we, you know, if we're playing or whatever. Doesn't matter. Video games, whatever it is, right? And we're out there to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's the nature of the beast, right? And that's where, like I said, it's a good conversation between, you know, guy from cheering for the Hawks and you guys cheering for the Niners. You know, me and Corey, we talk a lot of stuff there throughout the season. Right. And, you know, everything's civil. It's like, hey, man, that was a hell of a game, or that was a good pass, or, you know, like, I mean, like George Kittle, right? You're talking probably top 3 tight ends in the league. And it's a sad fact that he's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he gets hurt. I mean, I love watching him. I mean, you got 3 Saints or 4 Saints trying to tackle him a few years ago, and he kept on going.
Bro.
That was a hell of a play.
Is he, you know, it's even crazier is he was like, he knew that if his helmet came off, that the play would stop. So he was doing everything to keep his helmet on at the same time, you know, being ripped around by it, but he had to keep it on so he could get more yards. And that's savage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and he blocks, right? I mean, you're talking the tight end is one of the toughest positions to play, because not only are you blocking, say, you know, a guy like Bosa coming at you, but now you're breaking free. Now you're catching a ball, and you got a guy like Diggs who hits hard coming at you. You know, I mean, a tight end is a tough position to be in. You know, and since the guys like Jimmy Graham, those guys came along, right? It's obviously the position has changed. I think Gronk was one of the first, Hernandez, those guys, right? It definitely changed the position, but they still block, and they're tough. They're tough guys to block. You're blocking against the best of the best. You know, you're getting audible on the left or the right side, saying, you know what, I'm coming here to here. Oh, hey, man, we're running the ball that way. I need you over that way. You know, the blitz is coming, right? And picking. I mean, they're one of the teams they're one of the positions that will always sit there. I mean, and they're smart guys, right? They know what's coming at them. You know, I have mad respect for the tight ends in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, I gotta get going. I gotta get up at 4.
Yep.
So no more sports. What you got planned for this week?
I've got No BS Ted on Tuesday at 8:30 on my channel. And then there will be a Bring the Heat on my channel at 6 on Tuesday. And then I'll be on The Rivalry with Joe Stevens on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And then you'll see me on the Friday show. Do we know who's going first this Friday?
I don't know, because I know I'm not the person.
Okay. So I'll be there, wherever that is. And catch me. I'll probably be streaming live some of these games. So with that, everyone, appreciate y'all. Shout out to the chat.
Yep.
Being fire tonight.
All right, Ryan. You have a good night.
What's up, Corey?
No
Yep.
more sports.
Yep.
Yeah.
It might be because Brian was talking to this morning with oh, Dion. He wants to get into it with it too. He wants to be part of that. Not a game.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think Bryant and I were talking. I might be doing the middle section. I don't know if it's going to start out on mine if I can
Middle.
get things arranged early enough.
He said middle section.
It's a long one.
There's a beginning and an end. There's a
So,
beginning and an end.
so
We
are you
don't-
doing
we don't
part
have a
one
middle.
or part two?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not guaranteeing I can do part one, but part two, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think Bryant should do part one, and then you should do part two.
Mm-hmm. That's better.
Because then it also you guys got a show together, so you could do you could almost make it like that Friday show is kind of like promoting your other show that you guys do together. I don't know. Try and tie it in. But anyway, I'm out of here. Appreciate y'all.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Have a
Good
wonderful
luck, you
evening.
guys. For the season. If I don't talk, I'll try to catch some of your shows for sure. throughout the
Later,
year.
Ryan. Have a good night.
Take it easy,
Easy.
JC. Nice talking
You
with
too.
you.
Have a good night. Same here.
Peace out, David.
See you later.
So, David Corona, I'm gonna let you ask your question. Yeah,
Um,
for the panel, and then we can get out of here.
what do you think about the Christian McCaffrey? What do you think his role to be in the game for the Niners? You think they're gonna play him a lot, right receiver, running back, or they're gonna move around?
John J, you coming in twice?
Oh, again. All right. Let me just bounce.
Oh, dang, he's double dipping.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
David McNiner,
What's up?
can you answer that
Is
question?
that the end of the show? Well, all right. What was the question? Sorry.
What do you think about Christian McCaffrey? What do you think his role this year is gonna be? You think they're gonna use him a lot in running back, or they're gonna move him around right receiver, or they're gonna move him all over the field? What do you think?
I think Kyle's going to probably move him all over the field because he is literally a Swiss Army knife. You can do everything with him. He can play slot wide receiver. He makes the check down into a viable play. We're going to see a lot of them. On running downs, I would like to see the other guys rotated in though, because 2019 we were using Mostart, Coleman, and Breida. That was an excellent season, and I would like to see him not get injured and wore out by the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
John J, did you hear the question?
I missed the question. I don't know what happened. What's going on with this stream here? There was two of
What-
me.
What do you think about Christian McCaffrey? What's his role call? What do you think he's gonna be? A lot of running back, right receiver, or all over the field?
I think Christian McCaffrey is going to do like a mix of everything. I do think he'll probably get. I think it's like 15, 16 touches because of course you don't want to overwork him, and he'll probably get like 3 or 4 receptions per game. So he'll probably get like 20 touches per game. But I don't want him to be overworked. That's the problem about Kyle. He overworks his running backs. Now, McCaffrey, he's really great. He's a special talent. I think everyone can agree with that. The problem that I have is that you don't want to overwork your running back early in the year. As the season gets deeper into the season, then you can start to work, Christian McCaffrey workload. And during the playoffs, you could probably do that. But if you're gonna overwork him and give him like too many carries and too many receptions, that's the scary part. So you don't want to do that to McCaffrey. You want to keep him as fresh as possible. But I do think if Kyle is smart, like early in the year, use him as little as possible. And I'm not saying not to play him. I'm just saying that don't overwork him.
I agree.
So what you think, JC?
My first question is, when does he kick a field goal? Because he does everything on the field. I mean, he's throwing passes, he's running touchdowns, he's catching balls. I mean, he's a special talent out there. And when he got drafted by Carolina, it was like, you know what? Carolina got themselves a good player. And then you guys traded for him. And it's like, woo. I mean, I love watching him play. Right? There's just something about him, right? He plays hard, he does it, right? He can, like I said, he can throw the ball, he can catch the ball, he can run the ball. What else do you want? Now I agree, right? You don't want to overwork him. Because it's a long season, 17 games, you're getting banged around, right? And that's another guy you can't afford to have hurt for the Niners. But the same part, right? He's a big part of the offense. With Kittle and I forget who the other guy is that runs the jet sweep and stuff like that.
Brian Ayuk.
Debo.
Oh,
Yeah,
Debo.
I mean, he's it's you guys got a three-headed monster right there between Kittle, Debo, McCaffrey, and if Purdy can play like he should play coming out, and if he can adjust to how the defense is going to play, I mean, you guys, it's going to be. I mean, McCaffrey's going to have a breakout, like even a more breakout year than what he's had in previous seasons. And I think if you're in a fantasy draft, that's the first guy who's getting picked off the table. You're not picking Henry, you're not picking Taylor, you're picking McCaffrey. For the fact is that guy is a dangerous weapon on that field.
I agree.
And I mean, Seattle's going to have to do everything they can to stop him. And then you have to stop Debo, right? It's going to be, and like I said, right, it's going to, as long as those guys stay healthy, come Thanksgiving, it should be a hell of a game in Seattle. Obviously injuries take place, right? You got to see what the depth is. But I mean, I've watched him too many games the last few years, especially last year, getting McCaffrey going, man. Now you guys got something cooking, I think it all, and I'll be honest, I think it all rests on what Purdy does. I heard you guys saying a game manager and stuff about it earlier. Yeah, he does need to manage the game, right? He managed the game. He managed the game the way he needs to manage it. You guys are going to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, you look at Dak Prescott, right? The guy doesn't know how to manage the game. It's sad to watch, right? And things like that, right? You look at Russell Wilson when they won the Super Bowl, right? He had Marshawn Lynch, he had a great defense, he had Baldwin, Lockett, Curse. He had guys who were, and they knew how to manage the game, right? He didn't overdo it, and that's where I think San Fran's got a hell of a way to make it all the way to the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm thinking you're probably going up either against Burrows, Mahomes, or Allen. And those guys are magical too. But it's going to be, for the question, I think McCaffrey, right, like you said, make sure you limit the workload because he's got a long season ahead of him, right? It's going to be one of those things. So, and the schedule-wise, I mean, it's not like, Seattle and San Fran, it's not like they have hard schedules. Yeah, you're going up against the NFC East this year, right? You're going to have tough games against all four opponents. You're going to have tough games against each other. But I mean, it's other than that. I mean, you're going to have what you got I believe the AFC North, which you got the Bengals, you got the Ravens, right? The Steelers. And I forget who you guys play in the AFC South. You have that one game. I know we got I believe it was the Titans, but
I think we played the Ravens on Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a hell of a feat to do, right? And I think McCaffrey's going to have a great year. I like watching him play. Doesn't matter if he's wearing the red and gold or the blue and white or whatever, right? It doesn't matter, right? I like watching good football players play football.
Exactly. Yeah, you got good.
I know a lot of people are the opposites. Oh, hopefully he's out for the game, right? Everyone's cheering. Oh, I don't think he's coming back. No, I don't want that, right? I want to see the best against the best.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, I clicked myself out by accident. Not having a fun day. Oh man.
What's up, Randy?
Randy Daytona, Mr. T-Rex.
Yeah, what's up, Randy?
Also, I want to take a little quick moment. Notre Dame.
Now USC. You better tell Corey what will even happen.
So my question is, if Notre Dame's done what they did the last 2 weeks, does it count going up against cupcake opponents, or is it more special if they were to do it against, say, a top 25 team?
Like, one thing, because I'm a true college football fan, I'm tired of like Eastern Illinois and like all these small Division II schools and subdivisions. I don't know why college football does it. Like, especially with the realignment, which I'm not like, please don't get me started with the realignment. But there's a lot of top tier colleges that you could play. Like, the conferences has expanded. Like, you don't need to add more like lesser competition. Like, I just saw today Florida State versus LSU. Florida State is going to move to the SEC. They're trying to get better competition. And Florida State, like they're in the ACC. They just beat an SEC school. That's what fans want to see. And so, like, they need to stop playing these smaller schools. Like what just happened this much for those who follow college football, like myself. There's no more excuses for these schools. Okay, the Big 12 has 18 teams. They don't need to schedule lesser opponents. Same thing with the ACC. Like getting two Bay Area schools, which I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. But like, come on, like there's no more excuse. You have competition. Come on, NCAA. They got to grow up.
And you're not going to tune into a game like that, are you? You're going to tune in. I mean, you're going to tune into the TCU Colorado game. You're not tuning in Tennessee versus Virginia, where Tennessee blew the doors off them.
I know,
right? I'm not watching that crap, but I'm watching. And that's the thing about college football. It should be, let's go. You want to go at it, best versus the best, right? I don't want to see a 70. I don't want when the point spread is 40 points. We got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of like 78-6 games yesterday.
Yeah. And that's boring. And I don't want that. That comes back to the competitive sports, right? Let's get at it, right? Alabama's good. We know they're good. Play good teams, right? Let's go at it, right? Let's see who the best of the best in the regular season to make it to the college playoffs, to see who the best of the best is, right? And TCU's losing to Colorado. That probably drops them out of the 25 already, probably down to 2022 from where I think they're ranked 17th or something.
Yeah,
and it was a good game. I mean, everyone tuned in because of what primetime was going to do, right? And you knew something special was coming.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's one all game, right? I don't want to see the blows, right?
Yeah,
we have to see in the NFL every once in a while because a team is bad, like the Arizona Cardinals. Sorry, Cardinal fans, if you're watching this. It's going to be a long year for Cardinal fans.
Yeah, and the Cardinals, the Cardinals are going to have a tough year. And again, even though I'm a 49ers fan, like I'm educated enough to look at the 31 other teams. And even when, because now they're saying that week 5, week 6, Kyler Murray is going to be back. But even if he does come back and, say he's still the same Kyler Murray, he doesn't have no one to throw the ball to. His running backs, are not, high caliber. Their defense has, just been picked apart, and they got a new head coaching staff. So,
it's gonna be awful to watch. I mean, the Cardinals are. I mean, you're not going to tune into that game unless the Niners are playing the Cardinals, or the Seahawks are playing the Cardinals, right? That's the only time you're going to watch that game, right? Maybe the Cardinals versus the Texans. I think that's week 3 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that one I might have to tune in and see if the Cardinals can get their one and only win of the year.
Yep.
Because other than that, I don't see. We went through their schedule, man. It's a tough schedule that the Cardinals have.
Yep.
right? Even the first 6 weeks, I think they have like the Cow. I think they play the Giants, they play the Commanders, the Giants, the Cowboys, the Ravens, then the Seahawks. I think that's the first 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me, oh,
Yep.
you know,
But
like,
yeah,
like it's crazy how you're gonna, that. I mean, you want to talk about tough schedules and having not a very good team, man. That is a tough. That's probably the toughest schedule I've seen in a long time for a team that is not that good.
Yep.
Right. And you're going up against 3 NFC powerhouses, which could have three teams in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like,
yeah.
So about to end the show.
Okay.
So John Jay, what you have planned for tomorrow?
Let's see, tomorrow, on my 49ers channel, because now everything's out the door. The Nick Bosa watch. If he gets signed, I'm gonna talk about the signing. If he's not signed, uh, tune in 1:00 Pacific time, doing a show. If there's anything like a breaking news that happens before that, I'm gonna go live. So just make sure you're subscribed and have the notification on, so you know if I'm gonna go live, so you guys don't miss any content. For JC and any sports fans, tomorrow on my new channel, it's called the All Access Sports Podcast. I'm gonna just start letting people know they can go check it out. Talking more realignment, and you guys are not gonna like this. That channel is unfiltered, uninterrupted. For anyone who like wants to know, my real thoughts on sports stuff, check that channel out as well. But that's what I'm doing tomorrow, Corey.
All right. David McNiner.
Well, tomorrow we got the Niners Coast to Coast on Ty Austin's channel, the Stay Faithful podcast. And then I know Bryant's working on, well, actually he told me who a lot of people we have coming up, and but for this week I'm unsure on who our guest is on the Culpa McNiner show, but we will get someone. And then what, we got the pick show Wednesday, don't we?
No, because we did it last week.
Oh, so we're just going to be doing 49ers talk Wednesday, or are you taking the day off there, Corey?
I might take the day off, but if I do, I'll send you a message. Because Saturday I'm doing an interview with a Steelers fan.
Oh, that actually reminds me. That's the guest we're trying to get this week. We're trying to get a Steelers fan that Bryant knows. So hopefully that happens, because it would be great to, it would actually be great to interview the enemy every week before we, actually play them. Right.
I have a Steelers fan. His name is JT. If you want me to ask him if he wants to go on your shows, let me know on my Instagram, because I'm doing a show with him this week.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a great dude, smart guy.
I listen to him. He talks about sports, college, anything you want to talk about, he would talk about. He's
I've still got my ears open for that there Bosa contract.
Yeah.
It's like, what is taking so long? He wants to be the highest paid defensive player. Okay, offer him $33 million a season and send it.
Yeah.
Okay. JC, what you guys planned?
Well, the wife comes back tomorrow, so I gotta make sure the house is all in order and everything. And on that, listen, everybody, listen to sports. I don't think we have nothing planned. I go back to work Wednesday. But on that, I think we did our NFL preview show last week. I have a poll up in our Facebook group, the JC and Bill Sportscast, about which shirt I'm going to wear for the first game I go to Toronto. I'm headed to Toronto to watch the Blue Jays play the Rangers for 2 games and 3 games against the Red Sox. Game 1, I'm sitting there, and funny story, me and my dad were trying to book planes, so we had the same. We picked our seats, except I guess I accidentally booked a day ahead, so I'm flying on a day early. So I got a ticket, so I'll be right in left field. So there's a poll going which shirt I'm going to wear: a white tuxedo T-shirt, a Blue Jays T-shirt, or this guy needs a beer T-shirt.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, you know.
I go with the beer T-shirt.
So it's on our webpage there. It's a public group. You know, right? Whatever wins, that's the T-shirt I'm going to wear. Sorry, it's going to be a blast. But on that, I think me and Bill might do a show before I go back to work. Like I said, we talk just all sports. You know, we hit the topics, try to hit, you know, like even if it's bad, right? We hit the Wando Franco topic there a few weeks ago, things like that. So we're, you know, we'll hit the top topics about it. You know, the biggest topic we always have every week is the umpiring in baseball. Same with the refs, right? I mean, and it's a tough gig, right? Where everybody gets bigger, faster, stronger, except for the officiating. We gotta correct that. But on that, no, that's all I got planned. And thank you for the safe travels. I will travel safe there, and I will I will do a live from in Toronto on our channel.
Be safe, man.
I will for sure. Thank you guys for having me here. You know, it's been a pleasure. I will look forward to listening to a bunch of you guys on your sports and, you know, the channels, all the rest of that stuff. I've subscribed already to the ASP network there. I just got the link there, so I subscribed that one. I'll subscribe to all you guys there, and yeah. Thank you guys for having me on there.
Yeah, my channel name's right there.
Yep, AASP, the network, California Stanford.
No, David McNiner. That's my channel name.
Okay, so I will join all you guys there.
Spelled exactly how you're seeing it there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't got a channel, so I just hop on Air Buddies, and I'm a 49er fan, so.
Yeah.
All right, we good?
All right, you guys have a good night.
Cowboys fan too.
You guys have a good night. Thank you. And good luck to
Well, you know, we ain't done until I said go 49ers and F the Lambs.
Oh, hell yeah. Go Niners and F those Rams. Yep.
Yeah. So my plans, I don't know if I'm gonna do a show Wednesday. If I do, I might just take off to Saturday, because Saturday night I'm doing an interview with a Steelers fan. His name is Cedric Signor. Yeah, and we're gonna be talking about the 49ers Steelers game. And that pretty much it. Then Sunday night I'll probably start when the game come on, Sunday night game. And then also we're gonna look at what we did on our pick'ems for that week and discuss our pick'ems. Maybe I might do go over the pick'ems on Wednesday. I might. I don't know. See, what I did too, I went back and some of y'all, thank you. Most of y'all that sent me, like John Jay sent me his, Bebop Jones sent me his, David McNiner sent me his, Brian sent me his and his wife.
I'll be sending mine here in probably a day or two there, Corey.
Okay.
For my pick, so.
Yep. You can send it to me on my Facebook page or.
Yep. I'll send it to Messenger.
Yeah.
Get it settled up there, so for sure. And I also like to say thank you guys, everybody that sat there, said safe travels and all that stuff for me. Thank you very much. Right.
Yep.
I'll be posting on my Facebook group when I do get to Toronto. I'm taking a bunch of pictures. I'm taking my dad down there. He's 84. His birthday is going to be on the Monday when we're down there. There's no games, so we're going to Niagara Falls. So it's a birthday weekend, and after that, he said he's probably done all the sport trips. So, you know,
happy birthday to your dad, man.
I'll tell him that, man. He's very appreciated. And I got free tickets to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, we'll be stopping 70-mile-per-hour foam pucks in the interaction game. We'll see who wins. It's going to be a blast. We'll put it that way.
And I'd like to thank everybody that came in today, everybody in the chat. Y'all been popping. I love it, Bebop Jones, Randy Daytona. I saw Awesome Kid. I'm sorry I didn't say nothing earlier, but Awesome Kid was in there. Crazy Juice, Lauren Cat. I'm trying to think. YTC, thank you for being on here. No Border Sports. Um, Bryant, and I'd like to thank my guys right here now: David McNiner, David Corona, John J, and JC. Thank you all for your support. And yes, JC, I'll be looking forward to doing a talk about the 49ers Seahawks game.
Oh yeah,
It
we'll
just,
be talking. We'll be talking about how the rival built too. I think we'll do a little bit of history of how everything went. How it started back when they moved to the NFC West.
yep,
And that was about 2001 or 2002, I believe. When it
Yep.
was, which is great. I mean, you always need a rival. Now, I mean, it's one of the best rivals in football. I'll guarantee that much. And this year, seeing both teams going at it again, man, it just stokes the juices. Right, we're starting Thanksgiving. Like the one guy said, man, he hopes that Bosa and those guys are eating a turkey on the Seahawks logo at center field come that Thursday night.
Yep. All right, here we go.